Hey all, Jason Levon, priest at St. Luke's Episcopal Church in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Welcome to another edition of Pause and Pray. I was on my way to the grocery store a few days ago and was behind a car that had a bumper sticker, and it said, "It doesn't get easier, you just get stronger." And I found myself thinking, what led somebody to put that kind of bumper sticker on that car? What kind of struggle or pain were they carrying or journeying through? I also found myself grateful that they were able to find some sense of strength in the midst of it all. And that got me reflecting on my work as a priest, which is often the work of stepping into the struggle of others, the restlessness and uncertainty of others. Sometimes we clergy do that with one another because we're just as restless as anybody else might be. I know I am incredibly restless. And while I wish there was some kind of magic prayer or fix that would take all of that struggle away, that's not the mystery I encounter as a priest. But rather what I encounter is God's ability to step into that struggle with us and weave out of it some strength, resilience, endurance, and compassion. What God is able to do with that struggle is amazing, and it takes time and effort and faith and courage. It's not something that is taken care of in an instant or with one prayer. Rather, it's the work of faith throughout our lives. And I know that might be disappointing to some of us. It's disappointing to me at times, who often just would rather have a quick fix to my struggles. But I've also found it to be incredibly prayerful as I've walked with others and witnessed God weaving endurance and resilience and compassion out of struggle. In today's daily office, we read from the beginning of James, and James seems to have my back on that, as James lifts up trials and tribulations and encourages people of faith to find some joy in that, not for the sake of struggling in trials and tribulations, but joy in what God is able to do through all of that struggle, which is namely weave endurance and holy resilience out of it. And then James goes on to talk about really a mature spirituality is able to face life in all of its struggles and trials and enter into life in all of its struggles and trials and tribulations, not with the expectation that it'll all be magically taken care of, but even with all of the feelings that come with it, the anger and the frustration and a sense of desolation, but also with the hope that we're not alone, that somehow God is in all of that with us, working to weave out of it endurance, strength, resilience, and compassion. What a gift that is to pause and pray about then today, to reflect on those seasons of struggle and trial and tribulation in our lives, and maybe how we've encountered endurance and resilience and compassion being woven out of them. And then to pray for the grace to be willing to step into the struggles of others as instruments of that same grace at work, recognizing that while it may not always get easier, thanks be to God and God's grace, things like hope and resilience and endurance and compassion are somehow able to grow stronger through it. God's peace and blessings to you all.